clear, coming through Geocache Talk. A voice on the line I hear, coming through Geocache Talk.
It's time for Geocache Talk. Whether you are at work, in the car, or wherever you are, we hope you enjoy this show about the great sport of geocaching. If you're watching live on YouTube, you can be part of the adventure tonight in the chat room and participate with others as they watch the show. If you are listening later, please give it a like and subscribe on your favorite podcasting app so that you can get all of the weekly Geocache Talk goodness.
Big thanks to the Travel Bugs for the music and our patrons. Big thanks to Travel Bugs for music on the audio side and now on the video side. Now
that's right.
New opening.
Everybody gets to see it.
That's right. And our featured patrons, Fox and the Hound, TX Wolf Totem, K-Blast, Statuki, Burnsfire, Hockey Zombie, A. Holly S., Geodandrew, Direwolf 821, Deuteronomy 31:8, and our new patrons, The Fours Awakens, Huey 250, Merlin 1392, Kenny Mason Maddie, Rin Nicole, The Four Lunsfords, and Geocache. If you'd like to become a patron, click on the Become a Patron link on the front page of the Geocache Talk website, or head on over to the patreon.com/Geocache Talk website as well, patreon.com for more details. Patrons get the now famous blackout coins and our other geocaching items during the year. If I could speak tonight. Special events, bonus content, support level start at as little as Bison Tube level, which is $3 a month. Let me first welcome my co-host, Jesse.
Good evening. And I noticed you didn't show your black coin tonight. Does that mean you didn't get prepared?
I have it. I was just going to roll on.
Oh, okay.
I got it. I got all of them. For some reason, I keep them right in front of me. There's the green one, the rare.
I quite often keep mine in the Jeep for when we're cashing.
That's pretty smart. I got the rare green one, and of course, I got the bedazzled.
Yeah.
Blingy. The bling.
But I did my coincidence of seeing it tonight. I was researching an upcoming trip, which we'll get into later. But as I was researching it, I went through the pictures. The black coin in the pictures.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm like, oh, that's cool. That works. So that counts. I'm going to count that as you having it ready tonight.
Absolutely. So. Well, let's jump right into show 204. As we welcome, I'm going to mess you, Carl Hove. Probably
Hove.
wrong. How would you say your last name?
Hove.
There, see, I'm going to get it right now.
Yeah.
See, you have to hear it once. So anyway, Carl, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And we so appreciate you coming on at the morning hours, the wee hours in Norway.
I'm from the future, so
3 a.m. It's 3 a.m. there, but we really appreciate it. Carl's a lot of times he's in on the chat room. I appreciate you doing that as well. So that is awesome. Why am I on the right? Just because we tricked it up a little bit.
That's right. It's messed up. It's switched today.
That's just to keep you guys on your toes. So
there's nothing secret there. Although one day there could be. Who knows?
Yeah.
One day they could make a difference.
So we'll do a little bit of quick news, and we'll jump right in because we got such a cool topic tonight. I can't tell you how much I love Cachetur. I don't know. We'll get into it. Upcoming shows. This week's an interesting week. We've got tonight's show, which is, of course, the Sunday show. We're kind of calling it the Sunday show now because we've got so many podcasts that
That's right.
we kind of have to refer to it that way. It's the Geocache Talk Network now. It truly is. Tuesday night, we have Gadget Talk. It's the June build. They're going to build a 9-button lock puzzle. I'm really looking forward to that one. That's going to be really cool to do. So that's going to be awesome. And then Thursday night, 7 p.m. Central, coordinated based on where you are in the world. We're having our first episode of Challenge Talk.
Yes. Woohoo! Yay.
Man,
I'm excited about that one big time.
I'm fired up for Challenge Talk. There's the logo for Challenge Talk.
They'll probably talk about challenges or something. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe something like that.
That's going to be monthly. That's with Emily Renee and Cash the Line. So that's going to be awesome. We're looking forward to that show. It's going to be wonderful. Then I'm going to jump down for a moment, talk about Ride in the Rain real quickly. Ride in the Rain has they have a promo going right now, and it's about over. So your days are numbered. So you need to get out there before the end. There you go. The promo code is geocache. So get out to Ride in the Rain in the next day, or at the most 2. You're out of time for that, but it's a 30% off.
Yeah, you don't want to miss out on that one. If you're going to hide any caches coming up, you want to make sure you have a good quality log in there.
Yeah, you want to get you a good little book. Great. What daytime? It's Thursday, 7 p.m. Central. So I guess that would be 2 a.m. in Norway. 2 a.m. 2 a.m. that time.
It should be right.
Yes. We had to move it up because we didn't want to we're trying to avoid too much of a bump over into some of the other shows. There's another podcast on Thursday night, so we wanted to be kind and try not to bump over into another show. So anyway, and then the last note, Jesse's worried. He's sweating over there that I'm going to say something I can't say, but I am going to say that we have a very big announcement. Not tonight.
This is all early. You know how early it is? It's not coming anytime soon. You're really torturing people because
I am torturing people
to see if it's even legal yet. So
hey, we got the gears are in motion, buddy. We've got to talk about it.
In motion, but we're brainstorming. I can still see the thunder outside right now. We're still brainstorming.
Yeah, so, the storming is still going on, but I wanted to mention to everybody that there's a lot of dark clouds ahead, which is good. We want a storm, and this is going to be a big one.
Yeah, we hadn't got to do something this big in a while, so this will be fun. But because the world's so crazy, we're going to spend a lot of time planning.
Yeah, and
we're going to make this one really, really good. So
yeah, we got some serious planning, but I like the looks of it so far, and so anyway, big announcement. Not anytime real soon. I'm hoping.
But we'll know soon when soon will be.
Right.
We'll know a timeline soon, and this will be our biggest cool thing or biggest flop ever.
Oh, it'll be our biggest cool thing.
Great. Hey, but you know what? Go big or just go home, right? That's what they say. So
yeah,
it's gonna be a fun one. I'm excited about it already. So we have something to look forward to.
Yeah. So just finding out where it says we have a big announcement every week or two. This one dwarfs all of our other announcements.
It does, but in fairness, we have been doing a lot more lately, but a lot of that is because the world's so crazy right now. So we want to make sure everybody still gets to have fun,
Yep.
A lot of our hobby deals with travel, and a lot of that travel has been canceled. So you have to find other ways to entertain yourself. But if you're going to travel, we just happen to be talking about a good tool for it tonight. So
we are. And let's get right into that. So Carl's, we've been discussing this for a little bit, and we've kind of wanted to. There have been other shows about Cache Tour, how to get in, and so forth. We want to go a little further. So Carl kind of came up with most, I think, of these suggested topics, and I think that they're really good because they're things that, I'll be honest, I use Cachetur all the time, and I don't know if I really know a whole lot about these particular ones, Carl.
Yeah.
You picked. So this is going to be great. He's going to show his screen too. We're going to see some ideas. So we're going to get right into it.
I'm going to give a disclaimer though, Gary, because with you and other people, so this is not a brand new intro to Cachetur. So if it's your first time, just kind of hold on
with it.
Go back and watch one of the other episodes. Gary has dived so far into Cachetur now. He's left me in the dust. So Gary wants to get more advanced into it. So if this is your first time, it's going to go pretty fast and it's going to be a lot deeper. But we have other shows in the past. You can go back and watch them. It'll all make sense. If you're playing along at home, you'll see some things. But, I hate to use the 101, 201, but this is at least a 201. This is not a 101 show.
Right.
So just giving people a fair warning, because some people are newer and they haven't been on Cachetur and they may be like, whoa, you're going a little too fast. So if so, just take all this information in and then go back and watch that other show. So it'll still make sense to you.
Yes, absolutely. So, we're going to start with automated alerts, and we're going to work kind of a little bit backward in our notes, but of course for everybody else, it's the first topic. So Carl, talk to us a little about automated alerts. I know that was something that I've seen. I've never used it, but I'm interested.
Yeah, automated alerts. It's also tied into some of the global settings in Cachetur.
Okay.
You can basically, there are 3 automated alerts you can set for a new trip. Just let me open it up here on my other screen. You can be notified if you have mysteries, multis, letterboxes, etc. in your trip that are missing corrected coordinates. Cachetur will send you an email about it before you go out.
Oh, cool.
If you're using the priorities, and there are caches that have no priorities in them, Cachetur will also send you an email if you tell them to.
Okay.
And of course, the best one is you can have Cachetur tell you if a new event is published within the time frame of your trip along your route.
Oh, that's awesome.
You won't miss an event.
That's big. We love that because we always want to get all the events in. So that's perfect.
Wow. That is awesome because, you don't necessarily always know what events are going on, but this way it'll let you know ahead of time. So that's important to...
Well, after you've already planned your trip, if they add something new, like an event, and you're not going to think to go back and check it, you're just going to be looking at your trip. So that's good. Okay.
Yeah, but basically you have 14 days warning, but...
okay. I like that.
So,
that is awesome.
Because all events have to be published 14 days in advance, but...
Exactly. Yeah, I like
so...
that.
Yeah, basically the alerts on caches without corrected coordinates and missing priorities and also missing print description, because sometimes when you create a trip and you add letterboxes, earth caches, etc. There's is it just my screen that's flashing now? Or
yeah,
it
kind of. Yeah, it went black on us, but that's okay. We'll give it a second to maybe catch up.
It takes a minute.
Yeah, I think my computer is.
There we go.
Yeah,
I'm on my backup computer.
Oh yeah, I understand. No problem.
Yeah. So, yeah, whenever you have multis, letterboxes, virtual webcams, earth caches, anything that has a task in it. With in the center of the description, you don't necessarily want to read everything on your printout or on the app.
Right.
So you basically can create print descriptions in Cachetur of just what information you need and what you want.
Okay. Cool.
Did that make sense?
Yes, that's good.
Those alerts are either yes or no to you wanting them. Those are in the specific for the trip, so you will find them in your trip settings.
Okay, cool. So so if you got a trip, let me bring mine up as well just to have it.
I just switched mine for the list I built earlier today, so I added those.
Yeah, you want to bring your screen up, Jesse, just so we have another. I got to log in.
Yeah, I've got mine. I can bring it up.
Go ahead.
All right. Here's mine here. This is the trip I'm working on. This is for a couple weeks from now.
Cool.
But so I went into the settings and changed that. Obviously, I've got everything on there. But I went into the settings, trip, added info, right? Settings, and then that's where the automations are.
Trip. Wait. Go
automated
back.
alerts.
Automated alerts.
Yeah.
So I've got mine selected now. Now, I'm within the 14-day window, almost within the 14-day window, so I probably won't get anything on events. But
events, the event warning, that's a global warning. So that one you will find on the top right where it says Memphis Mafia on your user.
Oh, okay. Over there.
And settings in there, because there's the global settings.
Yeah.
Which also answers a question from Jim Stark. Because if you go to email notifications,
right, I see it.
Email up here.
You can, yeah. Mm-hmm. No, write down where you were.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay, right here.
Yep, email.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Man, that's awesome. Look at all that.
So
changes.
There's plenty of things you can.
Oh, so if there's any changes, it'll notify you, like changes to caches in a subscribed list, changes to caches in list your own.
Caches being archived.
Oh, that is
whatever.
Awesome. Yeah.
You will also get the notification on changes in description. So sometimes a CEO might mess up and give away something he wasn't supposed to give away in the description of the cache page.
Right.
If you added that cache to trip beforehand, you will get notified that he has changed the description, and you will still see the old description.
I like it.
Oh, that is sweet.
Yeah.
Or if he wanted, or if he did it on purpose, maybe he's giving a clue.
Could also be on purpose. Yeah.
There you go.
Perfect.
And there's also several settings down there for the routing.
So down here, okay.
If you look for them,
what are we looking for?
There should be time calculation.
Time
calculation.
One of the tabs, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Expected in addition to the estimated time. So if you want to give a longer amount of time, it'll add it onto each cache. Is that what it's saying?
Yep. Time expected.
Yeah, that's a global setting for. If you use 5 minutes to basically every time you know that you will spend 5 minutes at GC to pick out the geocache, sign the log, take some pictures, replace it. If you set that global settings to 5 minutes, Cachetur will always calculate 5 minutes at GC for you whenever it's calculating the time.
I got
you. What is the blacklist and green list below that?
Blacklist and green list is actually blacklist. You can add basically COs you don't want to find caches from.
Oh, okay.
So it's a hate and love list, basically.
Gotcha.
I love this guy. Right. I love this guy's caches. I don't ever want to try to find this person.
Right.
Because they're never even there or whatever. So yeah, I could see you could kind of make your own list there.
And on trips, the previous setting that you skipped now, there's that one comes into some of us because whenever I plan some caches, and basically I have every single geocache in Norway loaded on my GPSR units. So sometimes I might take a detour of the plan. That could be construction work at the road, whatever. So, and yeah, well, I just hiked up here. There are some more caches closer by. So, yeah, I tend to find more caches than what I planned. So then I have a high number of that factor. And if I always stick to the plan, it's 0.
That makes sense.
So that one will also add time to your calculations.
Yep, that's perfect.
And also, I recommend that everyone checks the yes for display extended statistics in trips.
Okay.
You will find a nice DT grid and everything in your trip.
Oh, I like that. Yeah. So for DT grids or attributes, you can add those extended stats into that. That's cool. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah. I always like we like the stats. So, okay. Anything else we need to check in there right now, or I'll stop sharing?
Go over to waypoints for a minute. While you're there. Want to skip waypoints?
Nothing good in there? Okay.
Zone level, more information.
No, the two first ones are for the Tamper Monkey assistant when you're in Project GC, when you're looking in the maps here.
Oh, gotcha.
You can make GC codes in the waypoint list clickable.
Okay.
Indicate if the caches take a long time or not. You have checked that one, I can see.
Mm-hmm.
You can indicate DNF only for the newest logs or for all the 5 latest logs.
Okay. Well, let's try it.
Indicate DNF only for newest. Okay, I got that. Yeah, shows the DNF indication only if caches have a DNF amongst the last 5. That I like because you can get a very quick sort of
where is it at?
Yeah, gives you that kind of a overview of the fact that possibly there may be a problem, but at least you can kind of get an idea.
Yeah. Of course, it's always fun to find caches that no one else are able to find, but
that's Jesse and
those are the best ones.
Our group will do that sometimes too. Our little motley caching crew is I'll tell them, I said, well, there's one near here, but it's been DNF'd a bunch. They go, let's go. Let's go. It's like, all right. Sometimes you get lucky.
Yeah. So now while Jesse has changed some of his settings there, you can try to go into his latest trip and see.
Okay. So trips, upcoming.
Things should upcoming. And they will also be on your dashboard.
Okay. So I could go, I'm going to do it that way too, just so everybody sees it real quick. But dashboard, if I go to my main dashboard here, this is my current.
Yeah.
Okay. I can go to there.
Yeah.
Oh, there's all kinds of stuff.
So basically now you got alerts for corrected coordinates are missing for one of the geocaches, and
okay,
you need to add.
Even though I can't understand why, because you only have traditionals there. So
nope, I got a puzzle here at the end.
Oh, you got a puzzle, yeah.
But it's actually a challenge. So a lot of times what I'll do with that, and it may help, and you can tell me if this would help. If it's a challenge, I'll go into the challenge page and just correct the coordinates to the posted coordinates, so it'll show up as correct.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, but do it in Cachetur. So basically, if you scroll down to the mystery now, because we have a secret menu. So move your mouse over to the right side, about where it says 2210, a little bit to your left.
Oh, look at that secret menu.
Yeah, press that one.
Boop. Look at that. All right. Okay.
Oh, you can have the correct coordinates there.
Yeah, so in there I always change the coordinates. Sometimes I just change the last digit, either one up or one down. But
so right here is where I do that?
Yeah.
Okay. Can I just go paste it?
So maybe we can try.
See what happens. Will it show up?
Might have to refresh the page.
Okay.
Yeah, there should be a pencil icon. No, it won't accept the original coordinates as corrected, so you have to.
Okay. So I'd have to go back here, and I could change that. So 1. And there's a pencil there now.
Yeah.
All right. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, and also, if you go to your first geocache on that list, most people know about this, but the same menu on actually on your first waypoint on your hotel.
So click that.
Yeah. And on the ETA.
Right here?
Yeah. Type in when you plan to leave.
Oh, that's perfect.
So, but we use military time. So basically, AM is 0 to 12, and PM is 12 to 23:59. So.
Okay. That one is.
But if you know, save it.
I was gonna say that one was that is huge, Carl, because
refresh the page now.
Yeah, I did it the really bad. I wouldn't say bad, but the really.
Oh yeah, here you go. I see.
The way I did it before was I'd start the tour and then I would factor from that how long it was going to take, and then I go back. Like I would start. I would I'd take the hotel I was staying at. I'd go start and leaving, and then I would go back and undo it so I could figure the time, and I have to go back and forth. But this way, you just stick an ETA in, and an ETA that you're going to leave. That way, you don't have to mess with it like I was doing.
It's all right there.
Yeah, it's all right there. Well, I was doing it the hard way, so I like to do the easy way now. That's perfect.
Here's so Lori said she uses the comments area to add the questions or requirements for Earth caches and virtuals. So when it's printed out, she has them really handy. So she has them ready for her when she prints out those things. So people have definitely found different ways to add the information they need in there.
And we've got
and we also have right behind the timestamps now. You have that drop-down menu.
Right here.
Yeah.
Description in print.
Description in print. Yeah. You can also use that one. In there, you can either write your own, or you can use the gray button below you and copy a description from the geocache and delete whatever you don't want.
Okay.
So I really appreciate we've got some additional experts in the chat room tonight that are helping tonight, which I appreciate because we can't tackle everything during the show.
Right.
So Christina and R. Reagan, there's several. I don't want to. If I missed you, I apologize, but I do notice there's several people that are helping. And I appreciate.
There are some tech support guys in there.
Yeah, we appreciate that.
People have done webinars, and it looks like people have really dug into this before. So we have a lot of people that this is not brand new for.
No, which is great though, because we're really trying to pull in everybody who is out there, even the new cachers that are just getting started. I know this might seem to be daunting. Really, just start using it just a little bit. Don't try to do everything, but get in there and kind of just get started. Do a little bit in Cachetur, and even if you don't want to do the links in, later on, you can go back and do the tamper monkey and do all the different things. But you don't have to start with that. Start with just adding a waypoint, or two. Just get started. I think you'll find it so rewarding and so helpful.
So we do have a question. This is something we played with before the show, so we can show how to do this.
Yeah, you did it manually, didn't you?
Yeah,
I cheated.
Cheated. It's okay.
Yeah.
So how we did that? We went into.
Do you?
Let's see.
The trip menu.
Trip menu, and then hold on. Let me see.
Create subsections.
Sections, subtrips or sections? Sections, what we did. So quick create sections under the
sections,
trip menu.
Yeah.
And I was able to select counties, municipalities. So when I did that, which I've already done it.
You want to show that?
That's what made the headings right here.
Pull your screen back up if you would.
Oh, I didn't realize it was not. Okay, let me share it again.
No problem. Boop. And Reagan, we are going to get into subtrips here in a little bit. I appreciate that because I've never used subtrips. It's something I've avoided, but I want to get into it. So go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, under trip, create quick subtrips. No, that's not right. Whoops.
No.
I got
subtrips.
I got you sidetracked. Sorry.
We're going backwards. You said subtrip.
Yeah, we're doing subtrips in a little bit. Go back to what you're.
Create sections takes you to when you can do the drop down menu and you can select counties. You could also do states. This one's all within one state, so that wouldn't make any sense. But counties on there, and that's what took it to having the sections of the different counties that I'm trying to hit.
Oh, I love that. Quick create. Yeah. You can do counties.
Mm-hmm.
Create sections. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. So I can tell immediately because a lot of times,
if you do printouts, it's quite handy actually. But
yeah. Now, if I do the sections, though, Carl, does it show up? It may not. It's not. It's okay if it isn't. But would it show up on my app? Would the section show up? Actually,
I'm not quite sure.
I'm going to pull it up.
It's a feature I don't use that much myself. So
yeah, I use the phone. And I love the fact that you can just download the trips really quickly. Well, if I can log in real quick.
So the question came in the chat room. What is sectors? What would that be for?
That would be for 360 challenges.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. There's a lot of those out there.
Yeah.
And there's some that are
pretty neat. Yeah, that's very handy then, because that's a hard one to do, those challenges are.
Those that are built in there, can you add more that have been built? Because I know there's some already built into to Cachetur. You can go look and see some of those 360s.
Yeah, you can send in a support request.
Okay.
And Tomfrey can add it when he has time available.
Okay. Gotcha.
So Amy asked, once you turn on the county sessions, so you have the different sections for the counties, is there a way to turn that back off on the trip?
I think you have to manually remove them, to be honest.
Okay.
That's fine. It's there. There's a setting for it.
Oh yeah, here. I'll share my screen so we can show it real quick. Just to make it easy. So
go ahead.
Right here, where the counties are, if you just click on the county, you can take it off right there. I'm not going to do it because I want mine on there. But keep to leave it on there or click there to take it off. So there is a way to get rid of it once it's on there too then. So that's good. It's just clicking easily on it.
So I know we're bouncing around a little bit, but now that I saw the note from Amy, so Amy created a cache tour for the Geo Tour we talked about last week, up in Fargo and Moorhead.
Yeah.
So
I may want a copy of that. How do I get a copy of that?
Yeah. So how can Amy share that?
That part we can go into.
Okay.
What she can do is actually one of the things we are supposed to talk about today is to create a trip template.
Yes.
So once you have your trip open, and you have washed away, I think is the correct word, every piece of information that's not meant to be for the general public, like codes for locked geocaches,
right,
puzzle solutions, whatever. You can actually convert the trip to clone it to a public trip template.
Okay.
Because you have the download export menu. Inside there, you can clone the trip to a new public trip template.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, that's something that. So Amy, I noticed you did one of those. If you would, I think that'd be great. If you would, like Carl said, you have to kind of clean it up. So there's no information in there about no hints that you did. Kind of clean it up so it's just for users, and then you can upload that into a public template so that people can, because there's several out there, right, Carl? I've seen that there's if you go look,
there are plenty of them, but most of them are in Norway,
right,
being a Norwegian tool and everything.
So here is one found in there.
They haven't really.
Yeah, there's a few. I saw one public template
for Fargo.
Is there one now for Fargo?
Yeah, for the Geo Tour.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So she might have put one out there then.
But it's a public template, so you can pull it up, and it's got everything on there. So that's pretty nice. Templates.
Yeah. So basically, if you could share the screen on that one.
Show the trip templates at the top.
If you don't mind.
All right.
There it is. There you go. Maybe she did put one up. I don't know if Amy did that or somebody did that, but
it's got all the information on there.
Glowworm 77. Yeah, it's got all the information on there, and
perfect.
Basically, what they also could do is in between when you create a template, the difference between a template and a really great template is if you add info in between the geocaches, because you can add comments, fields, and everything where you can. I know Google says go straight ahead, but actually take a right here. It's quicker. All sorts of useful information.
This is Amy's here, so she.
Thanks, Amy. Thanks, Amy. That was something I was wanting to do, and I'm glad you did it. I was going to mention that to you, but she did it, so that's perfect. Oh yeah, there you go. There's the
that's the passport pages are on there. There's some
that's awesome.
So that's great.
Yeah, and obviously she's added them in the optimum order, so
love it.
You don't have to go that much back and forth between where you're going and. I'm guessing she knows where to drive.
Yeah, she lives up that direction a little bit.
Yeah,
great. That's
so
pre-made trip for somebody.
Yeah, so what you could do if you want to do that trip is create new trip. You can see that button on top there on the menu bar. And that will basically copy the trip into your...
Oh, okay. So if I click create new trip, it'll save one for me?
Yeah.
You can save that one, right?
Very good.
And then for like Jesse, he could take that trip, tweak it a little bit, and add caches going like up to North Dakota and then back home.
Yeah,
because it's his now. It's his template. I mean, a copy of it.
It's basically that once you copied it, it's a new trip
a copy
that belongs to you.
Yeah, which is perfect because then he doesn't have to do that portion of it. He can add the other parts in, so that's awesome.
Now, I heard you talking about this, and this is more
or if you want, you can just
go ahead.
I'm sorry, I was just going to say you can copy just some of the waypoints if you don't want to do all the geocaches. But
right, yeah. But at that point, you've got it, and you can kind of do what you want with it at that point. Yeah, you got a copy of it.
Yeah.
So could you also make this a sub trip, like y'all were talking about sub trips, and then like my trip up there would be another sub trip, and then the one after would be another sub trip, or something different?
Yeah, you can if you already have a trip in that area, you can add that trip as a sub trip to that trip.
Okay.
What do you feel, Carl, is the advantage to doing that? Because up till now, I've always kept everything as separate. So I will create I'll create a trip out and a trip back. So I create separate trips. Now, is there any kind of advantage or other than people get used to using sub trips, or is there something? Does it help me like maybe overall for my planning where it can give me like how long the entire trip's going to take me? Is that kind of the point of a sub trip?
Yeah, basically, I create sub trips for each day of the trip. My trip is going from, let's say, I have a trip planned along Route 66 going east to west.
Okay.
And I'm gonna spend, let's say, 7 days on it.
Right.
The Route 66 trip is still my trip, the one trip. So I have 7 sections inside there. So it's basically just to tie everything together.
Okay.
And there is also summary information.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I see that as an option or a benefit.
Statistics.
Okay.
For the overall of the entire trip.
Okay. Let me ask this. Oh, go ahead.
And also we have, if you've seen that one, but the cost sharing.
Oh yeah, cost sharing is
okay. Yeah,
it's kind of cool if you want it. Yeah, because if you have a group, you could do that. You could kind of put all that together into one big trip, and then you can kind of do that.
Yeah, I own who paid for gas, whatever. So I don't recommend it for yourself because then you will really find out how free this hobby really is.
Free? What are you talking about? We never spent any dollars on this at all.
Yeah, we don't. What are you talking about?
Oh no.
Geocaching's free. Don't you know that, Carl? Come on.
That's right.
Yeah, doesn't cost a cent.
No, it doesn't. So, which brings me to another quick question. I don't know if we want to get into it tonight, but so let's say you do create a parent trip, as what was referred to, and then you got say 3 sub trips: day 1, day 2, day 3. Okay, so let's say in all 3 days I've got 20 caches set up to do. Okay, but day 1 I end up only doing 10 of the caches, and now I've got 10 that I got to do. I'm going to do them all, but I've sort of I'm going to do more on day. I determined that I want to do more on day 2 than day 1 as I'm going. Is there an easy way to cut those 10 caches that I missed in day 1 and move them to day 2?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
basically you just go into to copy the waypoints from one trip to another trip. So go into the correct submenu, mark the caches, and copy them to the correct subtrip.
All right. So I'm gonna pull mine up because I got one I'm setting up for Arkansas, and I want to see.
So the menu point should be underneath waypoints in the trip. Yeah.
Copy coordinate to clipboard. Copy.
No.
So Jesse, pull yours up real quick.
Copy waypoints. Copy move waypoints. I think the text is.
Copy move waypoint. Okay. Where is that?
I have a separate trip pulled up.
Yeah.
I've only got one trip in here right now, so
Just on my backup computer right now, so it's free. It's move waypoints.
Okay. We're gonna
so if I go into this.
Create a just create a generic one for the moment.
Where would I go to move the waypoint?
The final countdown.
So waypoints menu.
Waypoints menu. Okay.
On top.
Up top.
Where you have trip waypoints.
Waypoints.
Yeah.
Copy
move. Oh, there's a
waypoints.
And then you have move waypoints.
Damn it.
So you select that one, you get a new page. Yeah, you don't have any other strips to move it to, but
that's okay though.
You will have a page.
Okay.
Yeah, but inside there you have a drop down of all active trips. So you select the correct drop down and mark the caches you want to move and hit move.
That's awesome.
I like that. That's cool.
Yeah. I don't know why I missed
a lot of time there.
I don't know why I missed that. That is great. Yeah, you can delete, copy, or move all within the waypoint. That's awesome. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
we could go this. We could do this all night long. Where do we?
I know we got a lot to do. Before we move on from the templates,
go ahead.
We did want to encourage people to create templates of trip that they go on or geo tours. If they think it's going to be helpful for somebody else, is that something you want to encourage?
Yeah, absolutely. Even if it's just full for you as a CEO, you have a nice run, some nice caches going around in a nice area. You want to show people, you want people to do them, just create a subtrip, and hopefully they will be more known in the States as well, and they will be popular, and people might find them helpful.
Okay, I like that.
That's awesome. Yeah, in case people don't know, there is an app that ties in. I assumed everybody knows, but maybe not. But I love the app. So you can download a trip in the app, and then you can. This is an upcoming, or it was Arkansas trip back, but I didn't do it as a sub trip. I'll start doing sub trips. But anyway, so the beauty of it is that you bring it up. We won't talk about this tonight, but you can go in there, arrived and departed. It's got all the information you need. I open it. It opens Cachly, brings up the cache, and away I go. It's perfect. I love the app. So
you use the app quite a bit, don't you?
I use it every time. I've never printed Cachetur on paper ever. I never have done it. There's no reason to, in my opinion, because
I don't say there's no reason to.
There might not be. There might be a reason. There might be.
Matter of fact, I think we're going to do it for one of our upcoming trips because we're going to go to a campground and we're going to unplug for the weekend. And I think we're going to have all of our caches on paper, like old school paper, and find them in town. So I think it's going to be fun.
The one thing too to remember though, as you know,
I'm going to try to.
When I did them as offline. They're all
try to show them.
Oh, we can bring yours up if you want to bring that screen up.
There we go.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my setup.
I love it. That's perfect, Carl. I love it. He's showing screen. He's showing on the screen his screens as he drives. It's a lot. It's a lot to cover there, buddy. He's got them all. He's got them all pulled up. Got his GPSR, his phone. Does that shoot 2 GPSRs? What's the other one, Carl?
It's actually 2 GPSRs.
Wow. Okay.
Dude. That one, the top one is basically my car GPSR, and the bottom one is my Garmin Montana, which it's in its charging cradle in that picture. So
yeah, that's great.
That one is the one I use to geocache, and the Cachetur app on the right is just to keep track of time further up ahead.
Yeah, no, I love it. So before we go into, we're going to do a couple of topics. One thing I want to mention real quick is I have found for myself that the timing is perfect. So when Susan and I would do 12 counties, and it would say it's good, and sometimes we would do a round trip depending on where we were going, and wherever the ending point was, typically was like another hotel, and it'd be like, if you start at this time, you will finish. You'll be back at the hotel at 8:00. I can't tell you how many times it was almost. It was almost to the minute. I mean, it was incredible. So, whoever built the algorithms of how long it takes me to do a cache, because you basically add in, like, if it's a one and a half, it's going to be not as difficult. Or if you add in hiking, out to a cache and back, it has all that basically built in. It's perfect. I love it.
It might miss a few times on some challenges that are 5-5, but where the cache is actually a 1-1.
Right.
We try to filter them out, but
you can, because obviously, because we know that there's caches. Jesse and we've done a couple where they were 5-5s, but they.
Yeah. Well, I did one today on the way in that was listed as a 4 difficulty, and I had it in my hand in 10 seconds of being at GZ. So you can't really always predict, and then sometimes a 2 difficulty will take you 45 minutes to find.
Right.
You'll never be perfect, but I mean the fact that it's got that built into it is really.
Yeah, I was just gonna say sometimes have.
It happens.
The 1.5 is usually more difficult than the 3, but
it does happen. It does happen.
That's very true. Very true. All right. So we're going to switch gears a little bit, I think. And Carl, you're wanting to talk about groups and participants and logging. We're going to do all those together. Is that correct, buddy?
Go to group.
Okay. Cache tour groups, because I have no idea what cache
I'm seeing my.
Go ahead.
We're having a little slow on the internet connection.
Yeah, my laptop, as I said earlier today, is lagging now, but
it's okay.
Yeah, I have some trouble with my computer. But if you can share your screen, perhaps, Gary. Groups is a feature where. Basically you can have the Geocache Talk group and the open one, and you can have the closed invite only Geocache Talk patrons group.
Oh, okay.
Or your Motley Crew, you can have a Motley Crew group.
Okay.
Basically, if you create a trip within that group, you can every single member of that group have access to instantly join the trip.
Oh, I love it. So where do I go for groups again?
To your name.
To me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, to your name.
Oh, create new group?
And groups.
Okay.
Yeah,
I have no groups yet. So I
basically
create new group. Oh, okay. So I can tell it I want the Motley. Oh, I can spell. Yes, I can spell tonight. Motley caching crew. Yep. You are weird.
So
I can make it a public or a private group or a public group. I'm not going to make it a public group. So private group, a group that's visible to all, but only those who are invited can see its contents.
Yeah.
So I can create this group. Oh, I love it. And then I can then add group members.
And members. You can.
I can add Jesse.
As you can see.
Right.
And as you can see now, you can make him an observer, which basically everything is self-explanatory down there.
Right.
But
host, admin. Oh, perfect. I'll make him an admin. I like it. And then he'll get an email telling him that he's now part of the group. Oh, there he is right there.
Yeah. And you can set up that you want to be notified when there are added comments and new trips inside this group.
Oh, I love it. Oh yeah, I can go through
the add comment button there. You can either add a normal comment, or as an administrator or group owner, you can make an announcement which will be emailed to every single member of the group.
Oh, I like that. Right. I can add a file or something and
picture or whatever.
I love it.
So you can either create a trip directly inside that group by clicking the create a new trip button, or when you go to the trips menu to create a new trip the normal way, further down there should be associate this trip with, and then you can select the group you want.
Oh, okay. So if I just go back to an upcoming trip and I just pick the trip, I can then now that I have a group, I can go down here and choose.
Now then you have to go to trip, edit trip info waypoints, and trip info, select that one.
Trip info.
And scroll down to the bottom.
Oh yeah, groups. I can add a group now. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Save the trip. There it is. Now they can see. They can see this trip now.
Yeah. So every single member inside that group can see it, and they can choose for themselves if they want to join the trip or if they don't have the time for it.
Right. Well, it's good because, we were doing it the old-fashioned way where I would basically create the trip, which I would do it in Cachetur, but yet I would then take the waypoints, download the waypoints into a file, and then I would send them the file, and they could, this way they can get it all in one, and I don't have to do a bunch of extra work.
Yeah, and also if they enter the trip,
right?
They should be able to suggest geocaches.
Yeah.
And they can suggest trip dates. So
yeah.
I'm thinking I'm gonna try here and see what's happening if I try with you now.
Sure, I like that because that is
a trip here.
That is really good.
Instead I'm so sad that my computer died.
Oh no. But I love that idea, Carl, because that whole idea of let's all work on it together. So if you had a group and you wanted to collaborate together and say, okay, here's here's all these we're working on. Let's work on it together. And somebody goes, oh, I've got a puzzle solved. Let's add it to the group and we can go look for that one. I love that. So, yeah.
So basically, Gary, I just sent you an invite to a dummy empty trip, but if you try to open that one and share your screen.
Sure. Let me in my going to Cachetur.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I see it. Okay, hang on. Let me share my screen. Trip planner. Yeah. So if you'll notice, I now have this one at the top called test.
Yeah.
I was just invited to. So that's awesome. So I click on it.
Click that one.
Yep.
And click the green participate button.
Oh yeah, participate, right. Okay. Now it says you are now participating in this trip. That's awesome.
And you can see you have the suggest button on top.
Oh, suggest. Right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And I could send a GC code to you to add. Or can I, if I had rights though, I could add it directly. But
yeah, if you had rights, you could add it directly. Yeah.
Okay. Or if you didn't want everybody to muck it up, as it were, you could have people suggest, "Hey, let's add this one." I like that because maybe some people would maybe better if you have some people suggest them than just go in there and start messing with your trip. You might go, "What'd you do?" It's like, "Oh, I deleted a bunch of these."
Yeah, it's the same.
No, don't delete them.
Yeah, I didn't want to do them.
Yeah.
It's if I had said this trip now has a date for basically tomorrow, but if I set the trip for date not set yet, you would also get the option to suggest a trip date.
Wow. Okay. Nice.
I like it. I also love that you get notified about different things. I love the little bell notification up here. So it always tells you like what's going on. So, well, there's a trip I did 24 days ago and I was messing with it and I was letting it like recalculate. And so I love that it's got this was a trip we did. We were doing counties and where's the map? So this kind of shows you what can happen, but we found a few of them on this trip. We actually found one in every county along the tour, but we had some problems with some of them, and so we had to find alternate caches, which that happens. But anyway, so that was. But I love the little notification up here. It tells you that it's updated, and of course then you can go in there and just remove them all if you need to. But so I love that. So let's talk about last one tonight. We're talking about logging. So I log them.
Yeah.
I kind of log them as I go, but I mean, is that what we're referring to as logging or?
No, basically, this part is for those who do the logging back home.
Oh, okay.
Either if you're like me, you're a GPSR user, or
right,
like some people do that they send in field notes.
Yes.
In the geocaching app of choice. Let me see if I have enough memory on this computer now. I try to close some background programs here.
Yeah, no problem.
And also, if you tend to take lots of geocache, you can save some time by actually doing the logs when you get home.
Yeah.
And in most cases, you will also end up with the feeling that you can write a better log at the computer than at your phone.
Right.
That's what I like to do: is get back, take some notes, get back, and when I get home, write all the logs.
I kind of do it either one way or another. Depends on what we're doing. Yeah. But there. If I'm with a group and not just Susan and I, but if there's a group, I will tend to do like Jesse's saying is I will, and now I do it more. Now that I kind of am better at that, is I've actually got my Cachly set up so that it doesn't send. I mean, if I just log it, it won't send it because it's automatic unless I click if I move the button over, it'll do it that way. But what I tend to do is of late, like you do, Jesse, is you'll just say log and it will, but it won't send it. It'll log it on your phone.
It's not saving a draft, but you're saying that there's a way to do it in Cachetur, to do field notes in Cachetur?
Yeah. We can try and see if my computer line is quick enough, if we can share my screen.
Sure, there you are.
Yeah, so we have what we call the post-trip assistant in Cachetur. This is a trip that's actually me and Tom Frey did this one in October last year down in Hanover.
Yeah. Old Tom Frey.
I've redacted some information here.
That's okay.
Yeah.
But Tom Frey did an excellent plan.
Well, he's good for something. He's good to have around once in a while.
So,
okay, so there's your Saturday.
I'm going to go so much into task answers for caches and virtuals right now, but yeah.
Cool.
On task answers here, you can go into each and every geocache or virtual earth caches and virtuals and
okay.
You can answer. Write your answers on the earth cache, for example, and you can choose to make your answer available to all participants on the trip.
Right. So if you're group caching, that's a good idea.
And you can mark that you have sent the answer to the CEO, that you received an okay from the CEO.
Right.
This is basically for you to keep somewhat track of what the heck you're doing.
Right.
It's nice because sometimes you're gonna do a similar one, and what the heck did I answer on that one?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, especially as a group, that's a good idea because I know.
Let me scroll down, and then we have the logs section, and as you can see, we have a menu up here, logs.
Oh, okay.
So if I've sent drafts to geocaching.com for this trip, I can import them here through the API.
Oh, cool.
I don't have any now. I'm usually a GPSR user, so.
Sure.
Yeah, but in here now, it will just be your hands. Want to group with GPSR, so I can choose to upload my GPSR files. Let me see if I can get the correct window here.
Okay.
So it's almost the same with actually a few steps simpler with dropping the field notes from.
That's cool.
Let's see, I've saved them over here.
So it creates a what kind of file? It creates like a GPX of some type, or
so two files now. Just one file, but with time zones and everything, it's.
I'm gonna have to remove that.
And I'm gonna send a copy to the logging tool.
Okay. I had to remove your screen. It was making you lag a little too much, but keep going. That's not bad. So it creates two files for you, and then you would do them.
No, it's.
Oh, okay.
Basically, if you're familiar, quite similar.
Oh, we lost Carl.
Yeah, we were starting to lose him there a little bit. So before he comes back, let's help me understand, Gary, because you're much better at this.
Yeah.
So if I go into there and I have a past trip that's done, and I go into the logs, I could add a log here. I'll share
your screen.
See if I understood this correctly. So here's a past trip.
Yep.
You like how I named mine? This is Escaping Corona. So we were getting out of
I like that. That's a good name.
I'm glad I pulled up one that was not as nice.
Okay.
So here's this one. Yep, we got him back.
Thanks, Carl.
Yeah.
Okay, we got him back. So I was pulling up one of my old trips. So if I type some stuff in there and save and return to post-trip assistant. Yeah. All right, now.
Yeah. Everything you send in there, it won't write in there. It won't go to the CO. That's just for you. So the cache owner won't see any of those.
So how would I create a log?
So it says logs on the top menu bar.
Oh, okay.
Can you see it there?
Yep.
And if you have sent field notes or drafts in your app,
okay,
you can import those by clicking import geocaching.com drafts.
Oh,
that will download.
I may have. No, I don't have any on this.
Import.
No, you don't have anyone in.
Oh, I love that. Oh, it's got bulk logging.
So
I love that.
Yeah, and you can manually add GC codes through the bulk logging.
Mm-hmm. What is this pictures in bulk? Upload pictures in bulk. What is that one for?
That one is like I was going to try to do when I have 80 pictures from 34 different geocaches. I can automatically just throw all of those 80 pictures into the drag and drop box there. And Cachetur will read the EXIF data on the pictures, and it will match the pictures to the geocaches based on coordinates and timestamps.
Wow. So then what? What's the next step after that?
Just to upload.
Then the next step is underneath your username. You will have the backlog, a new menu that says backlog.
Okay, and then
will the top right.
Will those send to geocaching.com, or do you manually enter those into the caches, or what do you do with those pictures then?
The pictures are sent into they are added to firstly now Cachetur until you do anything with the logs. So now you just basically uploaded the pictures to the logs. And then you go to the logging tool.
Okay.
It will appear.
Team Demp's asking about, do you then need to go back into GC and delete the drafts you imported?
Yeah, if you import drafts, you need to go back in and delete them from geocache.
Okay, cool. That's good to know. Yeah, our Reagan mentioned you need to clean up.
Advanced stuff we're talking about here. I had about 85% of this, and I got off the rails towards the end. So I'll have to get in there and play and use this as much.
I love that about the pictures, though. Instead of doing them one at a time.
Actually, it sounds more advanced than it is. If you, so you download, let's say in your case, 10 geocaches you have sent in drafts for. You can download those 10 drafts with one click, and then you will, once the drafts are in, you will get a new menu option that says logging tool. And you can hit that one and start to write your logs.
Okay. And
when you're done writing them, you can publish them.
Wow, that's awesome.
I think I'm going to try that on my trip, the upcoming trip this weekend. I'm going to try one of these new ways because we're going to take tons of photos on this upcoming trip. So I'm going to try this out, do it on drafts, and then see if I can drag and drop my pictures and see if I can make this thing work. I like this. Because we're not going to find a lot of caches, but
so it will save you time.
Okay, good deal. I like that. Saving time is always good. Plus, if I do a good log, that's even better, right?
Exactly. Do good logs, Jesse.
Yeah.
Don't do PFTC. That's bad.
It might sometimes, if you have two geocaches close to each other, both in time and coordinates, it might skip the images, or your phone could have messed up EXIF data for the picture. It has happened before.
Okay.
But in 99% of the time on the bulk picture tool, it will
does well.
It will correctly add the picture to the correct geocache.
That's awesome.
I like that.
Before we get into the last comments for the night, I do want to do one last thing. Carl didn't ask for this. Nobody asked about this, but I do want to bring this up because I think it's important. Basically, so here is Cachetur.
Mm-hmm.
I suggest for people to go to Cachetur, and down here there's a little button. It says contribute. This is how they stay around. You need to, in my opinion, you should go out and give a little bit of money. Donate. They even have a little thing for us, Americans and Europeans, to know what
real money. We can understand it.
We can understand Norway money. So 200 NOK is about $25 US and about 20 euro. So that I would suggest for everybody to do. And then you're cool like that. Then you have, if you go to your profile, you can then see, well, let me go back here. I think you can see it.
Yeah, you were in the correct place.
There I am. Contributor. Woohoo! Everybody should have that button next to their name, I think. My opinion.
Yeah, and it will also increase your karma in your profile there that you were into first.
Have some good karma in my profile.
Yeah, that was settings you clicked now, I think.
Karma points.
No, it was correct, yeah.
Oh, well. Anyway. I like that. But anyway, that's my suggestion. Give a couple bucks or whatever to help out because, as R. Reagan says, you got to keep those servers powered, and they don't pay for themselves. Trust me. It is well worth it. So anyway, that's important. As Jesse and I know, go ahead.
Everything goes to expenses. Nothing goes to salaries or anything. Right. So
yeah, we appreciate we appreciate all the volunteers. You're right, Carl. There's a lot of great. You have a lot of great volunteers. I mean, that whenever I've sent in a note, like to the help center, it's just amazing that that people, can get back pretty quickly as far as with an answer, and their answers are usually, well, every time I've done it, they're dead on. They give you exactly what I'm needing, and so that's perfect. So, all right, let's do a couple final thoughts, and we'll wrap up tonight. So, Carl, I don't know, is there? Do you have a final thought for everybody tonight on what we talked about, or just Cache Tour in general, or?
Basically, don't be afraid to try it.
Yes.
As you stated, I'm going to do the opposite of you who said wait with the temper monkey. I'm going to say start with the temper monkey.
Okay, that's good.
Because that's the easiest way to add geocaches to your trip.
Yeah, that
being able to see everything on the map and.
Yeah. For some people, that might be a great way to start. But I think either direction that you can go is wonderful. I love it, but I kind of see that more as an advanced item. But again, like you said, if you want to start with Tamper Monkey, that's great. I guess the thing is, don't be afraid to dive in and go some kind of direction. Either create a tour, and you can always set your tour to draft until you're ready to actually do it. So like some people forget that you can do that. I leave stuff in draft till I'm kind of more ready, and then I can kind of clean it up and get it ready. I've got one that I've been building that I'm working on. It's a cache tour across America, and which is kind of cool. It's going to take time to build something that big, but you can always create one in draft and then play with it, as you go. So,
and if you have trouble, like you said earlier, with the support and everything, but also if you forgot to set the trip as a draft, and all of a sudden it expired last week and you're going to do it next week, send in a support request with the trip number. It's in the address bar on your browser, and we can reopen the trip for you.
Oh, perfect. That's awesome.
So you don't have to.
That's cool.
Very thankful for that. Yeah.
There are plenty of videos on YouTube, both on the Cache Tour YouTube channel, on your channel.
Yep.
Been there before. So yeah, seek help. I can see in the chat that the Slack app we have been mentioned for user support.
Yep.
That's basically other users helping each other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is awesome. Yeah, there is a Slack for people that are familiar with or want to use Slack. There is that option. So, Jesse, what are your thoughts tonight?
So I've really only used Cache Tour for basic trip stuff, but you keep telling me how great it is, and every time we learn more about it, it actually fits more and more into our caching style with doing trips and group trips and stuff like that. So I'm kind of excited to get in and really get in deeper to it I love the group thing. I love the bulk photos.
Yeah.
And I'm one of those that cache that, if I'm going to go out and just do a power run, that's one thing. Those are usually not very unique. But if I'm going to go out and Christy and I or the daughter's going with us and we're finding some really good caches, I like to take a bunch of notes and cut a bunch of pictures and come back and log them at the house. So this may actually help me put some good, unique logs and some photos in it without just hurrying through the logs. So plus we do a trip, and I am not a good planner. My wife is definitely the planner.
Sure.
We kind of work on this together and make a good trip. And I like, one more tool, and I've got the Tamper Monkey plugged in. And I've got Project GC. So I can really do a lot with all of that. And I like what Carl said too. He kind of goes in ahead of time and searches all the information out on it. I really thought about doing that before, but I will now. So every little tool we add in, and again, I always like to mention this because some people stumble on the show for the first time and jump into this.
Yeah,
it sounds like some really deep stuff if you're just talking about, hey, I heard about this geocaching and there's one in my public park.
Yeah,
you're not going to do all this for that, but this is for that. You're doing those big trips or you're going with groups, and the longer you're in geocaching, the more you're going to do this kind of stuff. So all of these tools are really helpful for that. And the more you know before you get into the big complex trips, the better it is, right?
Yeah.
So this is just one more tool that I need to learn more about. And that's what I do. I get, just like you, once I find out about a new tool, I really just dig deep into it till I know everything about it. So I like it. This is great. This is going to make me get more advanced with Cache Tour and with my whole planning route. So I like it.
Yeah. No, I
Our
agree.
hope is to make it easier along the way for you.
Right.
Yeah.
That's always good.
Maximize the fun.
Yeah. And sometimes the planning and this kind of planning and stuff is really fun. It builds excitement for the trip. So this is good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much, Carl. We're gonna stick around for a minute after the show, but after that, we're gonna let you get some rest because I know it's late. We appreciate. Yeah. So many people are on. So many people on from different parts of the from some different people from Norway and people from different parts of the world that joined tonight. It was wonderful to have everybody tonight. We're so thankful for the support, and so yeah, let's wrap up. And again, it's wonderful. Go find resources if you need more help. You can always contact them. If you are extremely lost, but you want to hear more from anybody, you can always send an email to us, at Geocache Talk, and we can get you, going as well. If you don't want to contact them first, if you want to contact us first, whatever it is, we'll get you the right information, and that'll be wonderful.
If I can interrupt,
yes, go ahead.
There, because for the generic questions,
yes,
perfect. Ask anywhere. Mm-hmm. But if there's a specific trouble with your trip, your best option is always to send in a support request in Cache Tour, because then we can actually see what's happening.
Yes, that is perfect. Yes.
So if Gary is sending in, Memphis has some trouble with his trip. Can you see what's wrong with it? Nope.
Yeah.
I can't take your word for it.
Right.
Yeah. And there's resources here. I'll show it real fast as we wrap up. But if you go in, into Cache Tour, you can see you can send messages. You can get to the help center is incredible. I've loved the help center. There's a lot of great information in there. You can send in, information about something here under these topics here that I'm showing, new messages. You can register on the Slack here. You can go into the help center. Man, that's really for an entire show there. I mean, there's so much great info under here. It's just wonderful. I can't tell you. I mean, it's just been great. Thank you, Carl, so much tonight. It's been wonderful. And
it's been a pleasure. Just sad my main computer didn't want to.
Oh, that's okay. We'll do it again.
Be with us today. So. Yeah.
Yes, thanks. Rebecca mentioned about their last 32 they did with Cache Tour. Love it. So. All right. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. And here we go.
Folks, we hope you've enjoyed the show tonight, as well as our new format. Please email us your comment at geocachetalk@gmail.com. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. The show can be found on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Radio Public, or Spotify, as well as at the Geocache Talk website. Don't forget to click that subscribe button below and ring that bell notification so that you can see and hear the show on a weekly basis. And tell your friends about the show. Get them involved with us in the chat room. And until next week, don't just talk about geocaching, go geocaching.
All right. Good night, everybody. Or good morning in Carl's case.